almost made it. How are you doing? I'm trying not to think about it. Focus on the job. I almost envied those bastards that ran away. At least they know the shit that's gonna hit them. Or maybe I just wish we were all together in this, you know? I should look for the rebels. Who knows where they went? We're almost there. You handling the pressure well? Pressure? Come on, man, be serious. It makes no difference to me if we make it or not. There's no future for me or any of us once we get off this planet. Except for you, so the pressure's on you. Hello?
Jan? What a relief. We thought we'd lost you.
Yeah, so did I. The base got caught in a huge sandstorm. And I lost part of my crew.
What? Your alters? How could you let that happen?
Simple. I let you sweet-talk me into all that biological vessel business. Unfortunately, they had a problem with it. So, they decided to go their own way.
You mean they ran away? And they're exposed to radiation?
They took the exploration vehicle. And some supplies.
Tell me not all of them left?
No. Why?
The ship is close, Jan. You have to be ready for the arrival of the rescue team.
Ready? How?
They can't find out about your alters.
What? But didn't you say that you would handle everything? And that nobody will care as long as I bring back Rubidium?
They might not care how you got the Rubidium, but confronted with your alters, they will have to react. The board will not tolerate anything that could cast even the slightest shadow on the legitimacy of this operation. And the rescue team is on their leash. Do I have to spell it out to you? They will have your alters killed.
What? Killed? What kind of a rescue team are they?
They're a special ops unit. Military men.
You could have told me earlier.
Please, Jan. You always knew their primary mission was to escort the most precious cargo mankind has ever seen. Did you really expect them to arrive unarmed?
So you lied to me. That you'd prepare them.
I told you I'd test the waters, and that's what I did. But there is a lot of pressure on your success, Jan. A lot of anxiety amongst the top management. They can sense the vultures hovering around them, waiting for any sign of a slip-up. And they won't let them smell blood. They won't expose themselves.
So what exactly is your plan?
The rescue team will arrive shortly before sunrise. You have time until then to come up with a way to smuggle your alters on board. In the meantime, you need to keep collecting Rubidium.
Yeah, sure. Once we take off, what happens then?
You will all go into cryosleep, and as the ship approaches Earth, Lucas will take remote control over it and modify the coordinates. The ship will land in a secluded location I've been preparing.
And what about the crew?
They'll be in cryosleep during the landing. And by the time they wake up, we will be far away. I have a lab ready, and a guarantee of immunity from people who understand. I'm moving operations to a more science-friendly region, somewhere Ally Corp won't get to us. And, most importantly, where nobody will ever find your altars.
So, you're really doing it? You're going rogue?
I won't sugarcoat it. We've come too far together for that. If you wanted to hate me, I probably gave you enough reasons by now. Truth is, when I first heard about you, your situation, well, I'd be lying if I said it all came together immediately. On the contrary, I didn't hope for much. An accidental castaway with no qualifications, all alone, burdened with such a responsible task. But when Lucas told me you did it, you created your altar and managed to convince him to cooperate with you, I couldn't help but fantasize about where this could go. Can you see? I've been waiting for something like this ever since they shut down Project Ela.
Yeah, about that. I heard some disturbing things about your experiments. Is it true your patients... well... that they lost their minds?
Of course. That was the whole point. They were losing their old dysfunctional identity to gain a new, sound one. Whoever told you this must have heard some scraps of information and didn't have a full understanding of what we were doing. Yes, they were unorthodox things, but it was always about making people better. Project Ela was my whole life, Jan. Why would I devote myself to something harmful?
You never stopped dreaming about reviving it.
You wouldn't be so surprised if you knew what we could achieve.
Lucas told me you wanted to help war veterans, patients with PTSD.
Yes, that was the initial scope. But we could have done so much more. But take, for example, the possibilities of re-socializing criminals by altering the experiences that led to their corruption. But why not go even further? Why should we limit ourselves to thinking only about altering the past? Why not be able to influence the future?
What? How?
The Tree of Life. You've seen yours, but it's just a projection, a rudimentary interface. Think about it. What if it was no interface, but an integrated part of the human mind, allowing us to live our lives exactly the way we should?
The way we should? What? You mean, make the right decisions?
Exactly. The human cognitive system enhanced in a way evolution failed to do in millions of years.
Wow, that's... amazing.
More than that. Imagine a world where nobody ever takes the wrong turn. Children are never harmed. There are no court misrulings because there is no crime. Greedy and corrupt individuals never come to power, and because of that, wars never break out. Can you see now why your success meant so much to me? Do you not understand that giving Rupidium away for any other purpose would mean robbing humanity of its biggest evolutionary leap since we crawled out of the primordial soup? Do you still think there is a better purpose for your altars than to contribute to all that?
I'm not their owner. They're people in their own rights. I can't decide their fate for them.
That's very noble. But in a way, you've already done that when you created them. Look, all I'm asking is several weeks in a lab where I can run some tests on them, collect data, and prepare for the bigger leap.
And then what? You let them walk free?
You know I can't do that. It would be too risky for both of us and for them. But I could guarantee them a comfortable life. They would be hidden from the eyes of the world.
Safe.
The only alternative for them is to be disposed of by the corporation, like waste. I think you need to take a breath. There's a lot to think about. How to smuggle your alters aboard that ship, for one. But first, you have to guide their navigator to your exact position. They'll need you to mark the spot with a beacon. Start with that, and then I trust you'll figure out what to do next.
Yeah, sure. By the way, I wasn't an accidental survivor.
What do you mean?
The quantum computer chose me. Seems I was the one who had the biggest chance of making it.
Well, doesn't that just prove my point? We are capable of so much more than we think, Jan. All we need to do is open the door and let that potential in. You'll hear from me again before the ship lands. Good luck, Jan.
Tire tracks. It must be the tour vehicle. At least I know which way they went. another movie. This one was actually on my pile of shame.
I'm done here. Should I do this now? Okay, I'm done. I can do this now. I'm done here. Want me to take care of this now?
Hey man, what's with the long face? Oh, you know, let's just call it seasonal blues. It'll pass. Can I cheer you up somehow? What do you normally do when you're sad? Let me think. Silly animal videos always make me laugh. Like the old saying, laughter is the best medicine. Ancient wisdom. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the best, don't you think? I thought you'd like to know that I ran into a completely new kind of anomaly. First thing that came to my mind was that it's some sort of a prism distortion. Really? What gave you that thought? Well, it behaved as if the reality around me suddenly split up into many different fragments. Wise of you to bring it to me. Any observations on interaction? Well, it didn't seem to do anything specific to me physically. No radiation. But it sure was messing with my brain. Felt as if I was in several different places at once. In a way, you might have been. Huh? You mean? Remember how I told you that anomalies are places where our world intersects with the integral? Well, what you're describing suggests a distortion in which it comes into contact with not one, but many proximity planes. Entering it is likely to evoke a sensation of being in several parallel realities at the same time. Calling it a prism is accurate, because it refracts your consciousness into many simultaneous states. Neat. Who needs altering, huh? Take it easy. It's just a sensation. You'd best not spend too much time inside them. Plus, I suppose it must make exploration very inconvenient. Can I destroy them like the others? It should be possible. You just need to locate all of its cores and take them down one by one. All right. Thanks for the tip.
want me to take care of this now? Look at that. I found my Boy Scout badge. No fierce ocelots.
they have the tour, some basic supplies. Maybe they thought this through.
Sure they did. They had to plan this ahead. Robbing us, beating up Jan. I thought we were friends.
I hate not knowing what someone is plotting behind me.
was missing that. Jeez, I packed a lot of stuff.
Hey, I found this thing that I took on the mission, and I thought that maybe it could mean something to you too. Now, would you look at that? My lucky keychain. Yeah, I always have it on me, I guess. Really? Bring back
that good memories for you too? It does, sure. But I thought you'd like to have it. Why? Because Adam's dad was a therapist? Huh. Figures. Thank you.
You wanted to talk about something? Yeah. Thanks for checking up on me. I know you're dealing with a lot.
Yeah, so, why don't you cut to the chase already?
Sure, yeah, it's not that easy to say. I'm not used to doing so much thinking as I've been doing lately.
You really needed to sort some things out for yourself.
You helped me a heap with that. All I wanted to do was punish myself with all that extra work. I've wasted so much time. Not doing a single damn thing for myself. And now, who knows what's gonna happen to me? What if this is it? This is all the time I had.
Don't worry. You'll be fine. I'll see to that.
Just don't bullshit me, okay? I don't deserve that. If you want to say no to my last request, do it. But don't pull no goddamn wool over my eyes.
So, what's your request?
Well, remember our art teacher at school and how he taught us to carve in wood?
I guess I might.
Not really? Well, I do. We were really good at doing it. The best in class. But what matters more, we loved doing it. I loved doing it, just for myself. After I lost my hand, I started remembering it, obsessing over it even. Of all the things I wouldn't be able to do, that one stuck in my head like a fucking nail.
It's normal. You were grieving.
I was miserable as sin. And then when you gave me that new arm up here, you'd think going back to something that made me happy would be obvious, right? Wrong. I wasn't interested in enjoying myself. Well, now I want to change that.
Seriously? You want to enjoy yourself now when we're fighting for our lives?
You make it sound so dumb. But it's only a part of something else, something more important that I want to do.
Oh. A secret project?
I really don't want to talk about it right now, okay?
And where the hell are you gonna get wood?
Well, you seen those tree-like structures in this region? They ain't made of wood, but they sure behave very much like it. I already did a test or two. They're harder, tougher, but so am I, right?
You want to carve that?
If you happen to run into some loose pieces of that rock, yeah, I could give it a try. Of course, I'm gonna need a set of chisels, too.
Okay. I'll keep your request in mind and see what I can do.
Thanks, man.
But you're gonna have to tell me what that secret project's about.
Yeah, we'll see.
And cargo left. Maneuvering here must have been a nightmare. Looks promising. The light. Almost there. Is that a shelter? There you are. You okay? Seriously? That what you want to talk about? I thought I'd never see you again.
You got some guts to follow us all the way down here. Don't you get it? The party's over.
You're going to die if you stay out here any longer.
Anything's better than serving as lab-grown meat for Maxwell's experiments.
You're right. It was a mistake to trust him. I learned some disturbing things about his project. To be honest, the man is starting to scare me too.
Oh yeah? Tell that to Tabula Rasa.
Your mistakes actually have consequences for others.
Admitting to them won't take that back.
So, you really want to stay out here? How do you intend to survive the sun? In the tour vehicle?
Are you kidding me? That thing is good protection against radiation, but it won't withstand the sunlight. Only a proper shelter will. And this place provides the perfect terrain for one.
So that's what you're building?
Yeah. And it's no picnic, so why don't you get back to your base and just let me get on with it?
Is there anything I can do?
Yeah. Let it go.
Do you have enough food?
That's none of your business.
You don't have enough food.
There's not enough of anything, okay? Are you happy? But I don't want your fucking help. Just go, okay? You're making things worse.
This could be the weird rock mentioned by the miner. I should take it back to him. Awesome. Another movie.
Got your carving materials and chisels set. So, what's the story? What are you gonna be making exactly? Okay, man, this is gonna sound really corny, but, oh, what the hell? I wanna remake myself. Whoa, with a chisel? Of course not. What's wrong with you? Never heard of a fucking metaphor? Talking to the shrink helped me deal with my insecurities. It gave me a feeling that maybe I was actually worth something. But I kept asking myself, what now? Who is this new me supposed to be? Who do you want to be?
I don't know. The quantum computer created me to do a job. But now the job's coming to an end. And I have to find something new for myself.
So you decided to take up wood carving?
Sort of, yeah. Go back to that pure joy of childhood when everything was possible. That feeling when I held a piece of wood in my hand and a chisel in the other. And I knew it was up to me what it would look like. And damn well only up to me. Wow. Sounds like you're a new man already. Trust me. I'm only getting started. See, here's a suggestion. Let's get us out of this mess first. Then you can pour all the saccharin you want over me.
Fair point. Let's go. I found the tour vehicle.
You found the others? They alive?
Yeah. I talked to the technician, but he wasn't very happy to see me. I get the impression they're struggling out there. I was wondering if maybe we should share some of our supplies with them.
Out of pity? Huh. You think they'd want that?
You tell me.
Well, I think if I was out there, I'd probably want to live, yeah. But what about us in here? What if we don't make it? Maybe we should focus on that.
I found our rebellious party. They're alive. Looks like they have no bad intentions, just want to be left alone. What for? To die in that exploration vehicle? They're building a shelter. Oh, please, spare me the details. They should be putting those skills to use here, helping us, not making a sophisticated grave for themselves. Quitters. I found the tour vehicle.
Oh, so you went looking for it?
Yeah. I wanted to confront my rebellious alters.
Obviously, and did you succeed?
I don't know. I talked to the technician, and I think they might need our help with supplies. What's your take on this? Should we help them?
My take? Of course. Never do what you think you should do. Think about what you need to do, what your guts tell you to do. That's what matters more than any sense of obligation, trust me.